one of the scenes in this movie that gets memed a lot and gets made fun of is the scene where Spider-Man, Peter Parker, basically goes and he's dancing. He does that little emo dance and he does the pelvic thrusts,
Mm-hmm.
and he's acting. It's bottom low Peter Parker here. And in the essay, he quoted saying, "I actually admire Sam Raimi for not holding back and showing Peter's behavior as obnoxious and appalling. It emphasizes clearly that we're not dealing with a mere character flaw or inner anti-hero. We're dealing with something truly ugly that does not deserve to be romanticized." And that's
Mm-hmm.
kind of where I'm at. Like, is it silly? I don't know, but it's motivated. Like, it's
I don't think the
end of the day,
dance was necessary. I mean, he
the
showed him
dance.
as being pretty appalling. I don't mind the dance in the club with Gwen Stacy.
Yeah,
That to me that kind of worked, especially watching it the second time.
yeah,
It's still a little cartoony with the way he jumps around the club. I mean,
yeah,
granted, he is
yes.
Spider Man, so he
Spider
has the
Man
ability to
can
do
jump.
that, but it's a little overused, I think. But yeah, I don't know. I don't think the dancing in the street made much sense. Strutting
Okay.
like he's in some '70s dance movie, Grease or something like that. Hey, whatever. Um, but yeah, but yeah, honestly, when I watched this movie, I was impressed with how character driven it was.
It is.
With
It
how
really is.
how high quality the storytelling and everything leading to the next thing was for the first 2 hours of the movie.
First 2 hours. Okay.
The first 2 hours are really solid, and then literally from, I mean, even after the dance scene, from the point where he hits Mary Jane, you
Mm-hmm.
know, from that point on, it just kind of moves too fast to resolve itself.
Yeah.
And I also, yeah,
Okay.
so that's where I'm at with the movie. The last half an hour is just like,
They
it's a
were
whole movie
considering.
crammed into one.
Yeah, they were actually. I found that they were considering splitting the movie into two separate parts, but they couldn't find a good way to end the first movie, so they just ended up just doing one movie.
Oh my
So
god,
they
I
were
know exactly how
considering.
they could have ended it.
Yeah.
They know exactly. Yeah, okay. So if they wanted to end it well and make it into a second movie where he still has to deal with the whole Venom thing, because it's Venom who he has to deal with more, I would say.
Mm-hmm.
Just do the. You have to get Sandman more involved because Sandman doesn't have any reason to know Peter's identity. He doesn't have any reason to kidnap Mary Jane.
Yeah.
Anything like that. So basically, you have to have him. He gets Harry to help him fight Sandman. They fight Sandman. They work on the Sandman thing. They take him down together. So he and Harry takes him down, and then you know how the movie ends? Cliffhanger. Right after they're celebrating their victory. They've won, and then Venom stabs
Mm.
Harry through the chest.
Ooh.
Okay, and
Okay.
just like right there, kills him right there, pretty much like he did in the movie. But then it just like backs up, and you see this like iconic scene of like the Venom head with the moon in the background, and just like like Venom laughing in victory or
Yeah.
something like that, and then
Okay.
poof, to be continued, because Venom deserved way more than what he got in
Mm-hmm.
this, and that's kind of what my other big complaint was they didn't do Venom well in this movie.
Justice. Yeah.
Have you seen the
I
new Venom that they've
I
done?
have. Yes. Yes.
That's Venom.
Yeah.
Although it's Venom sans Peter Parker, so that's also weird as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Because the symbiote, I feel like he should have gotten that earlier in the movie, the
Mm.
symbiote, because it doesn't automatically affect him right away. Like the second he gets him in
Right.
this movie, it turns him. Whereas Spider Man wore the symbiote for 3 years in the comics before it affected him and became this evil infection thing. So I feel if he had gotten it earlier in the movie, started wearing the black suit, um, I could see maybe the problem with that being that then they could blame all of his negative character traits on the suit. So I
Mm-hmm.
could see why they wouldn't want to do that. But if they were able to kind of like show the negative traits and then give him the suit earlier, show him doing good with the suit, then maybe The other thing is, it's not really like a symbiote in the movie. It's on his costume, and he keeps taking it on and off,
Yeah,
which is weird for the symbiote. You
I
know, it
thought
should have
about
been like
that.
this. It should have been this thing that comes on and off the same way Venom did for, uh,
Tom Hardy,
well, Tom, not yeah, Tom Hardy, but also the guy in this, the other guy who played
Eddie,
Eddie Brock,
Eddie
Eddie
Brock.
Brock, but I forget
Yeah,
the actor's name.
Topher Grace.
Topher Grace. I always
That's
forget
definitely
it's
true.
him.
Yep.
So there's that aspect. I think they should have gotten Venom more involved early. Um, so where was I thinking? So yeah, have him get the suit on earlier, and then have him struggle with the suit more, but also have him find a reason to know about the bell, because he kind of goes into that cathedral for like no reason.
Mm-hmm.
You know, he went there because by hitting the bell, it'll be able to give it to do the sound thing. They're trying to recreate the scene in the comics that happened,
Mm.
except for the
Yep.
fact that he knew it would come off of him because if he hit the bell, the sound would happen. There's no reason he should know that, you
Mm.
know, and he doesn't know it in the movie. It happens accidentally in the movie, but
Right.
I feel like if he could have done it purposefully, you know, then it would have made more reason for him to go into that cathedral. Um,
Yeah.
and Eddie Brock being there praying was a poor way of having him in there, because Eddie Brock should have just been following him because he was following Peter or following Spider Man, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Gotcha.